Hi everyone! Today we will learn about the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of fallopian tubes, and uterus, cervix, and vagina. Now, let us focus on the ovary. Ovary is the organ that produces the female gametes, ovum, and it also secretes female sex hormones, estrogen, and progesterone. Now, let us move to fallopian tube. Fallopian tubes extend from the ovaries to the uterus. We can see that fallopian tube have finger-like projections called fimbriae. It surrounds the ovaries. The fimbriae, together with the beating of cilia, will help to move the ovum along. Fallopian tube has another name. It is also known as oviducts. And fallopian tube is the site of fertilization. This is the place where sperm will fertilize the ovum. Next, we will move on to the uterus. Uterus is a thick-walled muscular organ that holds the developing embryo and fetus. Now we will talk about the ovum. Ovum is the female gamete. It is the largest cell in a female body. An ovum is much larger than a sperm. It is haploid with a total of 23 chromosomes. In an ovum, it has a nucleus, large amount of cytoplasm, as well as jelly coat and follicular cells outside. Now we will move on to the oogenesis, the ovum formation. Oogenesis happens in the ovaries. Oogenesis starts in the developing ovaries of a female fetus before birth. The primordial follicle, or another name, germinal epithelial cells, will start the mitosis. Germinal epithelial cells will develop primary oocytes. Primary oocytes, together with the accessory cells, are known as primary follicle. Primary follicle will begin the meiosis 1. And stop at prophase 1. This meiosis 1 will only continue when the girl has reached puberty. Once reached puberty, few primary follicles will become active again, and meiosis will continue. However, only one primary follicle matures completely during every menstrual cycle. After the meiosis 1 complete, first polar body and secondary oocyte will be formed. Secondary oocyte, surrounded by the accessory cells, are also known as secondary follicle. The secondary oocyte starts the meiosis 2. And it will stop at the metaphase 2. The first polar body that was formed will either degenerate or also complete until metaphase 2. Secondary follicle will develop, becomes larger and mature, known as Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle will move and merge with the wall of the ovary every 28 days. The ovarian wall and the Graafian follicle will rupture and release out the secondary oocyte. The release of secondary oocyte from the ovary is known as ovulation. If a sperm penetrates the secondary oocyte, meiosis 2 will be completed. When the meiosis 2 completed, a secondary polar body will be formed. Ovum will be formed at that stage as well. The second polar body will degenerate and ovum will combine with the sperm to form the diploid zygote. During that stage, the Graafian follicle develops into corpus luteum. Corpus luteum will continue to secrete progesterone if fertilization happens. Progesterone is important as it helps to thicken the endometrium. However, if there is no fertilization, meiosis 2 will not be completed and the corpus luteum will degenerate. Thank you for your attention. Bye.